everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on dictionary skills. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we log on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 4, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of dictionary skills. All right. So our chapter is dictionary skills. Our subject is English language arts, grade 4. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of dictionary skills is to use guide words and to use dictionary definitions. All right. So when it comes to using guide words, right? And that is within a dictionary. When it comes to using guide words appear on each page of a dictionary. They tell you the first word as well as the last word on the page. So that is guide words. So the other words on the page, they then come between the guide words in alphabetical order. So guide words appear on each page of a dictionary, and they tell us basically the first word as well as the last word on that specific page of the dictionary. And the other words that basically comes in between these guide words, right? They need to be in alphabetical order. All right. And in order to put words in alphabetical order, we need to put them in order of the first letter, right? So that is basically with dictionary skills, right? If you open up a dictionary, you'll basically see that the words are in alphabetical order. And the guide words right on top, right, will either tell us what words is on the specific page. Not necessarily all the words. So not necessarily all the words, but they will tell us the first word on the page and the last word on the page. And every other word that comes in between that word, in between that words alphabetically, right, is then written down, or basically it is there. And like we said, to put words in alphabetical order, we need to put them in the order of the first letter. If the first letters are the same, right, then we look at the second letter. And if the second letter is the same, we look at the next letter. All right. We say that to put words in alphabetical order. Sorry. Sorry. We said in order to put words in alphabetical order, right? And alphabetical order is from, let's say, the lowest letter to the highest letter, depending. So in order for us to put the words in alphabetical order, we need to put them in order by the first letter, right? And we say that if the first letter is the same, then we look at the second letter. And if the second letters are the same, then we look at the third letters, and so on and so on. But we basically we start looking at the first letter of the word in order for us to basically know which one comes first or which one comes after. And if one word is stronger, I'm shorter, sorry, then there are no more letters to compare. Then the shorter word comes first in the alphabetical order. Right? So the shortest word will come first in the alphabetical order. And an example for that is, for example, B and bed, right? So B will come before bed, right? Because bed has additional letter compared to bed, compared to B. All right. And remember, when it comes to use words, once again, right, you need to just look at the first word on top of the page, and you also look at the last word, because that will guide you, especially if you're looking for a specific word, right? So if we look at an example, right, of how a dictionary look, or how the dictionary words look, right? It says a dictionary entry can give you many kinds of information about a specific word. So it usually includes a definition of each of the words, its meaning, or senses, right? So this is an example a of a word, right? So the word safer or safe. This is the word safe. So if we look at at this word, right? This word is safe. So our word is safe. Yeah, we even have the way we can say the name, or we can This is the pronunciation of the word. So the pronunciation of the word. The thing is not even right. So we have the name, then we have the pronunciation of the word, meaning how you need to say it. So the pronunciation of the word. I wrote it again wrong. And that is basically how it is basically how you need to say the word. Then we have words. Then firstly, you need to, for example, say if it's an adjective, a noun, or whichever part of speech it is. And then we need to have words that are similar. Like if example, if we're looking at the meaning of the word safe, right? You need to look at what the word safer is and the safest. All right. So look at our dictionary entry, right? So we see this is our meaning. Then this safe is our pronunciation, how the words are being said. Then we have it is an adjective, this word. Then we need to, for example, find safer and safest. All right. So if we look at these words, right? It says there's three different meanings, right? So what happens is that when it comes to a dictionary entry, there can be many different meanings to it, right? So they will find the best possible word and its meaning to make you understand even, more what the word specifically means. For example, number one, so safe. So the word is safe. Number one says not in danger. The first meaning of that specific word means that she's not in danger or he's not in danger. We are safe as long as the lion stays in the cage. Here. So the first one is not in danger. We are safe as long as the lion stays in the cage. The second one for the word safe means it is harmless, meaning that they will not do any harm, right? It is safe to cross the street now. All right, so we see that safe is a word in the dictionary, then SEY, if that is the way it is pronounced, the pronunciation, and also this word is an adjective. All right. So the second meaning is being safe means that it is harmless. It's safe to cross the street now. All right. So we say that with dictionary entries, we need to specifically look at the top left or top right corner, and that is find the guide words. The guide words will be on each page of the dictionary. They can then tell you the first word as well as the last word of that page. All right. All right. So now we are going to use our guide words. Right? And we see guide words, they appear on each page of the dictionary. They tell you the first word as well as the last word on the page. And the other words on the page, they come in between these guide words, right? And in order to put words in alphabetical order, we put them in order of the first letter. And the letters are the same, well, we need to look at the second letters. And if the second letters are the same, then we need to look at the third letters and so on. All right. So we see that even if, when we look at an entry and now we find that all of the first letter is the same. If the second letter is also the same, then we need to look at both and go on to the next one. Now the third letter is the same. We also look at that one and we go on to the next one. All right. So we said that when it comes to guide words, they appear on each page of a dictionary. All right. So once again, we have our guide words that appear on each of the page of the dictionary. Let us go to our text. So we need to say which word would you find on a dictionary page. So which word will you find on a dictionary page on the following guide words? So the guide words that is given to us or shown to us is seven and sniff. Seven and sniff. And remember we said we have guide words, right? On basically all of the pages. They will basically tell you the first word that is on the page as well as to the last word. And every other word that is in between those words, right? We just write it down. But remember, it needs to be alphabetically. So we have sin and we have sniff. If we look at both of these words, we have scent. So seven and sniff, right? We need to find any other word in between that. So it's either scent or ship. So seven and sniff. If we look at the word scent, scent is SC. SC, which means that one won't fit, but definitely ship because it's SH. All right. So we need to say which word will we find. So we said ship, right? Ship is correct. Well done. Ship is correct because that is the word that we will find in between those two guide words. Scent we won't find there because scent comes before the first guideline or the guide word. So ship is correct. Would you find the word cough on a dictionary with the following guide words? Chamber and cramp. All right. So where will we find um, chamber or cramp? So would you find the word cough? So COUGH on a dictionary page following the guide words, which is chamber as well as cramp. So cough. So cough. So we will basically find cough. Right? And yes is correct. Which word would you find on a dictionary page with the following words? We have delight and we have dominoes. Remember, we said that these guide words, right, is supposed to guide you. So it's supposed to guide you. So we're going to dispute. It says, which word would you find on a dictionary page with the following words? We have delight and we have domino. Delight or domino? Is it dispute or drain? All right. So we already have our two guide words, which is wait, delight, and also domino. And if we were to choose a word that goes in between that words, basically yes, dispute. Drain goes after domino. All right. All right. So we need to find that word. We see dispute. It seems like it's being repeated. But dispute is correct. Not drain, because drain goes after. DR is after DO. So DR is after DO. So we need to find the word result. We need to find the word result on a dictionary page with the following guide words: room and rust. Room and rust. Would we find the dictionary word between the guide words of room and rust? All right. So would we recognize or would we find the word result on the dictionary page with the following guide words. Is it just me, or do I feel like these words are repeated? Oh, sorry, it is no, because results goes before that word. Would you find the word today on the dictionary page with the following guide words? Today. Will you find it on the dictionary page with the guide words of teeth and triangle? Teeth and triangle. So today comes after E and it comes before R. So yes, would you find the word? All right, so yes, it is. So now we need to use these dictionary word definitions, right? So the name of the name of the dictionary word is given. For example, we have date, right? So for example, we have our word, right? So if you have a word, let's say for example, like date. So we need to find out the meaning of the word date. So we have our word date, then the word in bracket, which is DEYT, that basically tells us how you need to pronounce the word. So that's the pronunciation of the word. Then we can say that date is a noun and dates is a plural noun. All right. So once we have our date, which is word, our name of our word that we are supposed to be, looking up the meaning for, we have then how it is pronounced with pronunciation. It is a noun, and the plural noun is dates. So one date, many dates. And the other day of the month and the year. So we have dates. And here we have, for example, one, two, and three, right? These are three different meanings of how, or let's say, of the word date, right? So which means that there's three different meanings when it comes to the word date. The first one says the day of the month and the year. The date of the letter was, for example, April 4th. All right. So these are our dictionary entries. So far we have date, how date is pronounced. It is a noun, right? And the first meaning is that a date is the day of the month or the year, right? It is the date that is given, like today being the 6th of March. That is a date, right? Then the second option is a planned arrangement to go out with someone. So which means that if you're going on a date with someone, right? So there's basically three different meanings of the word date, and that is basically how it is when it comes to using dictionary definitions, right? Because you are given a word, you're given the part of speech, they're telling you how to pronounce a word, right? And there's still like one or two sayings or writtens or whatever that is also there, right? All right. And if we were to select, right, then we can say that yebo, the date is the correct one, the day of the month, or it is where you take somebody to a a specific place to get to know the person, right? All right. So we see that we use the word date. All right, so we're ready. We did date, right? Let's go to faint. 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 And faint, if we look at the word, which is Feynt, right? Faint, that is basically how you pronounce the word. And also, faint is an adjective, right? And faint, the first meaning of the word is hard to hear, meaning it's like a soft, faint sound because it is quiet. So that is the first option. The third option is where you either dizzy, lightheaded, right? So that is the third option. All right. So now let's go to our test. It says, Dad checks his weight and blood pressure every morning. We need to select the definition of weight that the sentence uses. Weight. And weight over here is a noun, and it is how heavy something is. All right. So if we look at the word weight, right, it says dad checks his weight and blood pressure every morning. And if we look at that word weight, right, then that weight means it is too heavy for something. All right. So if we look at the sentence, we need to say which word matches the definition. Is it how heavy something is, or a piece of metal that is used out how heavy something is? So we need to look at the last sentence. It says weight, right? Is it how heavy something is, or piece of metal used to find how heavy something is? Let's choose this first one. Weight. Yes. So the first one is how heavy something is, right? All right. So we have the word bed. It says the Franklins grow tomatoes, carrots, and potatoes in the vegetable bed behind their home. Right? So the word bed. Yes. So the word bed. Is it a piece of furniture you sleep on? The ground that flowers and vegetables grow in? Or water such as a river? The bed. All right. So this is now the end of our lesson on dictionary skills, right? We did to use dictionary words where we say that we have our dictionary words where right on top our guide words were to be let's say the first word that is given to us. So guide words are given and it is written right on top of the page. It shows us the first word on the page as well as the last word on the page. It is guide words, right? And then dictionary skills. So this is the end of our lesson on dictionary skills. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I really hope that you're going to have a good evening further. Goodbye.